Kiggundu, currently at the age of 40. I currently hold a net worth of 1.2 billion US dollars, and I was already a millionaire by the time I was a youth at 20 to 25. But briefly, I'm here to share with you what has gotten me to where I stand today. And to the youth of Namibia, I want to talk to your mind, because it all starts and ends with our mindset. We all think, but we need reason to move from where we are to take the other step to where we want to be. The gap and distance between our success and failure is our reasoning capacity. For we're a direct reflection of who we are now. If they tell you to define Hamis, I'm defined by what I've managed to achieve. I was so humbled when Her Excellency visited Uganda, and she came to visit one of my projects, which is a $250 million stadium I've just completed, using personal funds without a single loan from a bank. She was so inspired, and she was like, I think you can do the same in Namibia. And that's one of the reasons I'm here today. Let me define for you reason. Reason is deep critical analysis and assessment of the prevailing circumstances before you from a realistic perspective. Let it be a point of hardship or a challenge. For you can't solve a problem you fail to address your mind to, which equally gives you the capacity to articulately define a solution to such a problem, which later will lead to individual prosperity, social prosperity, and national prosperity at large. But now we are here looking about African prosperity. For me, I think what we need in Africa is for us to change our mindset. Like I was telling Honorable the Vice President of Namibia, that we should introduce a program we should call Operation Mindset Change. For if we tackle the mind, everything else is just smooth. When it comes to the mind, anything a human mind can conceive and equally understand, it can equally achieve. Yes. We should be believers. For in my life, failure is never an option. Oh, yeah. So for me, I believe we talk about problems like unemployment. We don't need to be employed. Employment, in fact, prolonged employment to a certain state, it is a state of mental slavery. We, the young people, should talk about starting the jobs and giving others jobs. We shouldn't think much about being employed. I have come from zero to $1.2 billion today, from nothing, simply using my reasoning capacity. I have seen the dynamics in Namibia. We are a current society of white and black. But regardless of our differences in races, the mind is the key thing that will drive us to where we want to be. If we take the right decision in our reasoning capacity, we can all make it, and we can change Namibia, not just limited in Namibia, but the entire African continent. So I'm not more of a politician where you're trying to take me, but I am a businessman who has made it. And principles of reason are just simple and clear. For with reason, we look at that done, not that ought to be done. We look at substance rather than formation, where the end justifies the means. With reason, we impute an intention to fulfill an obligation. For you are directly responsible to change your own life. If you continue complaining about government, your family, and the people around you, trust me, you'll never make it. You have to take responsibility for your life. If there is any change you want in your life, it starts with you, and it starts with your reasoning capacity. That's why I wrote 2 books, Success and Failure Based on Reason and Reality, and reason as our masterpiece. In this book, you won't find me telling you what you should do. I'm simply trying to kickstart your reasoning capacity in whatever sphere you are for you to make it. So that I'm not a politician, I will stick to business. For I'm here to specifically talk about entrepreneurship and how the youth of today that dream to be the future Hamises or even more can make it in life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor. And then while we are...
Dr. Hamis has spoken about creating your own employment. Can you maybe give us a brief background of, you said you started from nothing, now you are at $1 billion entity. What did it take for you to, how did you not lose that perseverance to a point that at the age of 40, you are standing in the space that you are right now?
Yeah, I can only answer that by telling it is reason, because reason is a little bit wide. With reason, we have elements of persistence, consistency, and being patient with what you want to achieve. You don't lose goal of what you want. Right from the beginning, I didn't believe I would be a failure or a poor person. I don't believe in being a poor person. Right away, I knew I'm supposed to be a rich man. If there are rich people in the world, so our mental status right in the beginning, it all starts by believing in yourselves. You are the first defense line of whatever happens in your life. Like for instance, I didn't tell you I'm equally a lawyer by profession. I graduated in Makerere University in Uganda. But when we go to schools, Namibia is a highly learned nation or society. But when you go to schools, first and foremost, we have an education system that is imported and imposed. It doesn't necessarily reflect the challenges we hold at hand from a realistic perspective. So we study a lot that is actually not practical within our societies. So you'll find that in schools, we get informed and most of us become knowledgeable. A person is knowledgeable is he who collects a lot of information. But I want to give you the difference between knowledge and wisdom. A person with wisdom is he who holds the reasoning capacity to practically apply what he knows towards actual prosperity. When you get the results, like I said, that end justifies the means, then you know reason is at work. You can't put an effort and you are getting nothing, and you say, most of you will complain and say, I think I'm doing everything. I think I'm working a lot. I work day and night. When others are sleeping, I'm working. My brother or sister, you are simply putting an effort somewhere without reason attached to it. With success, it is always an effort with reason. So I've been persistent in that, if I give you a brief background, I started by selling ladies' garments from people that imported them from China, Hong Kong, and Thailand, and selling them at a profit. Then eventually, when I acquired some capital, I started doing it myself, going to China. I brought a few things. Then with time, as my capital grew, I started bringing containers in large amounts. I sold most of things to people in Uganda, domestically, and within the region. If you know, we are bordering Rwanda, Sudan, and Kenya, Tanzania. So eventually, I progressed into real estate. From real estate, now I started doing massive projects because I've accumulated, and I'm not just invested in Uganda. I tried investing in the US, in California. I've got structures there. I tried investing in Dallas. I've got a registered company there. I bought property in the UK. But with all that, I just came to my realization that I belong to Africa. Regardless of whatever I do there, I came back to Africa. And I'm like, if I've done it, it is a living example that my fellow Africans, especially the youth, can equally make it. And that is the reason why I wrote these two books. And actually, Before I leave Namibia, I made a commitment to Mama that I would donate at least 10,000 books. Yeah.
Wow.
Because I didn't write these books with the motive of getting a single penny from them. I simply wrote them to pass information, especially the youth. And I'm so glad, honored, and humbled that today Namibia has given me the platform to come and talk to the youth. I know with reason you are going to come from where you stand to future billionaires. You'll even be better than us that are billionaires today. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, from a general perspective, all I can say is if we can keep an open, positive mind, in that whatever idea or whatever sector you go in, that mind is ready to conceive such an idea like a fertile ground, and that idea can be given the leeway, the peace to germinate and make something good out of it. And that is the essence of my books. Good enough, I'm leaving you with a donation of 10,000 books. Maybe after you've read the books and understood the direction of where I've passed and where I've been, I'll be back here sometime back for us to brainstorm on what I really mean by reason and how it has gotten me to where I am today. So it is not specifically about entrepreneurship. It is in all sectors of life. For as long as an idea finds a fertile ground, it will germinate. But if your mind is rigid, then it won't allow such ideas to grow. So the youth of Namibia, all I'm saying is open your mind as much as possible. Believe in yourself, keep positive, and know that yes, I can make it and I'm not a failure.
Thank you so much.
Anyway, from a reasonable and realistic point of view, I think time may not be on your side. But given the fact that I've put literature down, I'll humbly request the organizing committee and government maybe for the first 10,000 books, at least for you who have been here and have been able to listen something from me.
Yes.
You get the first copies. Yeah. Then you'll understand better what I'm talking about. Reason is a financial discipline. Like he said, it takes you for as long as you shape yourself to make it. You can penetrate any sector of life. It is all about a discipline. And you understand that better once you get my literature. Maybe I'll be back to explain and expand more once you've gotten the idea. Thank you so much.
Thank you.